If you have a breakfast bar in your home, have you ever thought about how nice it would be just to sit down and have somewhere to rest your feet? Well, not only is the brass bar railing comfortable, it adds character to your home. Look how pretty it is. And it's relatively inexpensive and easy to install. So let's get started. Now, in some areas of the country, you may be able to find at a specialty store the pieces that you need for a railing. In our case, we had to special order ours from our local home center. I've got several different pieces of the brass that I'll show you, but you'll have dozens of different styles to choose from, and you may even want to go with chrome or even wood. Look how pretty the bracket is and the end cap that we're using. This is also a contemporary look if you like this. The end caps are going to cost you around $11 a piece, and the brackets are going to cost you around $20 a piece. If you need an elbow, they come in 45-degree or a 90-degree angle, and this will cost you around $20 also. The 2-inch brass tubing that we're using cost us $90, and they come in sections of 12 feet in length. We're going to need approximately 8 feet, and we're also going to need 3 of the brackets, 2 of the end caps, and 1 of the elbows. Use a stud finder to mark your studs, because this is where you're going to need to mount the brackets so that your railing is sturdy. Instead of putting the first bracket at the end, go ahead and roughly come in about a foot. That way, when you have your bracket mounted and your end cap piece, it looks much better. Generally, I would recommend that you place the brackets every 4 to 6 feet, but in our case, we're working with 2 walls, and since they're not very wide, we'll just put 1 bracket on this wall, 1 bracket on the other, and then 1 in the center. Now, this wall is just a little bit wider than the other one, so I'll go ahead and put the center bracket on this wall. So let me find where this stud is. Okay, that's going to work there. I would recommend that you mount all of your brackets first, because this is going to make it easier to measure and cut your tubing. Go ahead and place the bracket right on top of the baseboard, and then use your pencil just to mark your 4 holes. It's always a good idea too to pre-drill your holes. By pre-drilling the holes, it sure makes it a lot easier to get these brass screws into the stud. Okay, that was the last bracket. Let me show you how to measure so that you can cut your tubing. You don't want to measure from the wall. What you need to do is set your tape measure on top of your bracket, and since I've got this corner right here, I need to eyeball this, and this piece of tubing on this wall needs to be 3 feet 9 inches. For my other wall, let's see, I'm going to set it on top of the bracket, and this piece needs to be 4 feet 3 inches. When you're working with brass tubing, let me forewarn you, the brass is very delicate and it scratches easily. So just be careful when you're working with it so you don't scratch it up too much. Also, you'll want to use a vise to secure the tubing while you're cutting it. I'm going to use this towel to fully protect the tubing. So let me put that towel in there like that. Set this in the vise. Make sure that you keep the towel all the way around the tubing. Now, when you're securing it in the vise, you don't want to over tighten because your tubing can bend. So just tighten this up enough that it's pretty snug so that you can cut it. And today I'll be showing you 2 different ways that you can cut the brass tubing. The first tool that I'm going to use is a hacksaw. When using the hacksaw, not only does it take a lot of muscle, you can see the cut that I just made. It's not perfectly straight, and plus the edges are really rough. Let me show you another tool that you can use to get a more precise, even cut. This is a great tool. This is a tubing cutter, and the way this works is you slide this on there, and what you're going to do is you're going to tighten this up just a little bit to where it's got a hold, and then you're going to take it around, and the blade's cutting into every time you turn around. So every time you make a turn, tighten the blade up just a little bit. If you over tighten it when you're starting out, it's not going to be able to go around. So just take your time, tighten it up a little bit, take it around, tighten it, and then just keep doing this until your tube is cut. And you're going to have a very precise, even, smooth cut when you're done. Look what a nice cut that made as compared to the tube that I cut with the hacksaw. Okay, we got these tubes cut. Now comes the easy part. You may find when you're inserting the tube into the brackets, it's going to be a tight fit. Use some soap just to lubricate the inside of this bracket and your tube should slide in a whole lot easier. And I am going to be polishing this rolling when I'm finished so I can clean that soap off. Okay, this piece will go right in through here. And this is my 45-degree elbow. This goes right here in the center and my other tube slides right in there. Okay, I've got the tubing installed. Put your end caps on and you're finished. This was a very easy installation and we spent right at $200. When you're finished installing it, take some brass cleaner just to polish this up. When you're finished, this is going to look really nice.